The Hyundai Ioniq 5 springs out of the gate with retro-themed styling, and the latest in electric vehicle design. It's also comfortable, practical and generously equipped. While it can't quite match the range of the equivalent Tesla Model Y or Ford Mustang Mach-E models, there's still plenty to love about this electric SUV. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 dazzles as a fast-charging SUV with a notable driving range. Ioniq 5 is one of the first electric vehicles. The big range, single-motor, rear-drive model with 303 miles of range is among the farthest driving EVs sold today for under $60,000. Its 350 kilowatt DC fast charging capacity is the real hero, though, enabling charging speeds as quick as those offered by far more expensive and luxurious EVs, such as the Porsche Taycan and Lucid Air. Inside the Ioniq 5, there's plenty of room, with more rear passenger space than both the Ford Mustang Mach-E and Volkswagen ID.4. With a wide spread of pricing and range availability, the Ioniq 5 makes a compelling choice for anyone taking the first swing at EV ownership. The lineup includes the single-engine rear-wheel drive Ioniq 5 with 168 horsepower. With a range of 220 miles. The big range, single-motor, rear-drive model with 303 miles of range is among the farthest driving EVs sold today for under $60,000. Its 350 kilowatt DC fast charging capacity is the real hero, though, enabling charging speeds as quick as those offered by far more expensive and luxurious EVs, such as the Porsche Taycan and Lucid Air. Inside the Ioniq 5, there's plenty of room, with more rear passenger space than both the Ford Mustang Mach-E and Volkswagen ID.4. With a wide spread of pricing and range availability, the Ioniq 5 makes a compelling choice for anyone taking the first swing at EV ownership. Highs, undeniably distinctive design, rapid fast charging capability, entertaining to drive and rides really well. Lows, not a lot of space in the front, surprisingly wide turning circle, no wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. A battery heating system and preconditioning function are now standard on all models. Finally, on the chance you need tow something with the Ioniq 5, know that the maximum tow rating for sale and limited models is up to £2,300. Going big will get you home when it comes to the 2023 Ioniq 5. That's why we'd recommend the rear drive cell trim, with an EPA estimated 303 miles of range and 225 horsepower for well under $50,000. It comes standard with artificial leather upholstery, a hands-free power liftgate, ambient interior lighting, a heated steering wheel, wireless charging, and more. The Ioniq 5 has an electric-only powertrain that's available in multiple potencies. The standard range battery paired with a single, rear-mounted electric motor generates 168 horsepower. With the longer range battery, the rear drive configuration generates 225 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, which Hyundai says will propel the Ioniq 5 to 60 miles per hour in 7.4 seconds. The all-wheel drive version is much more powerful, with 320 horses and a substantial 446 pound-feet, and quicker too. When it comes to charging, Hyundai says the larger battery can be replenished from 10 to 80% in around 18 minutes when plugged into a DC fast charger. They also said it can add 68 miles in about 5 minutes. We tested this claim and confirmed that the Ioniq 5 can indeed be charged this quickly. With rear-wheel drive and the standard range battery, the battery electric SUV is expected to get 113 mAh combined. While not as artsy as the cabin teased by the Hyundai 45 concept, the Ioniq 5's interior boasts a tech-savvy space with a digitized dashboard and a heavy dose of eco-friendly materials. A head-up display with augmented reality that can project navigation directions on the windshield is just one fanciful feature. The compact crossover also takes advantage of its all-electric packaging, with a completely flat floor for maximum passenger and cargo space. The front seats also recline and incorporate footrests, which will let folks relax while the Ioniq is charging. With a wheelbase that's longer than the 3-row Hyundai Palisade, the 5 has ample front and rear seat passenger room. Its large center console has lots of storage space, and on top spec limited trims, it slides back and forth between the front seats. We also managed to fit 6 carry-on bags behind the back seats. Hyundai says the Ioniq sub-brand emphasizes connected living, and the Ioniq 5 has a host of innovative infotainment and connectivity features. A 12.0-inch touchscreen shares a panel on the dash with a 12.0-inch digital gauge cluster, but the former acts as a hub for all things entertainment. This includes advanced voice recognition software, as well as Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Unfortunately, Apple and Android's smartphone integration requires wires. Along with a suite of driver assistance technology, the Ioniq 5 offers a drive mode called Highway Driver Assist 2, which is similar to GM's Super Cruise in that it can drive on the highway and change lanes with little to no driver intervention. Key safety features should likely include available forward collision warning and automated emergency braking, available lane departure warning and lane keeping assist, available adaptive cruise control. Around town driving is smooth and easy. The amount of regenerative braking, this is where an EV slows down after you let off the accelerator and helps recharge the battery pack, is adjustable, so you can dial in the amount you prefer. The switch to the regular friction brakes is also so smooth that you'll likely never notice. Another pleasant surprise is the Ioniq 5's handling. You can hustle this EV around turns and actually have some fun doing it. The Ioniq 5 has a supple ride over bumps and ruts in the road. Even the largest imperfections in the road surface don't cause undue jostling or vibrations in the cabin. It's easily one of the most well-composed cars in its class. The front seats are soft and supportive. The climate control system works well, and it's easy to keep things nice and comfortable inside the cabin. Plus, the lack of excess noise in the Ioniq 5 means the whirring of the fans is what you'll hear most. Road and tire noise is well hushed, and wind noise only gets noticeable at high speeds. The only downside is visibility. The view out of the front is vast, but the thick rear roof pillars create relatively large blind spots. Getting the available surround view camera system can help out. The 2023 Hyundai Ioniq 5 is a small electric crossover SUV sold in 4 trims: SE Standard Range, SE, Cell and Limited. All except the SE Standard Range can be had in rear or all-wheel drive. The rear-wheel drive Ioniq 5 uses a single electric motor located at the rear axle. It produces 168 horsepower and 258 pounds-to-foot of torque in the SE Standard Range trim level. The motor makes 225 horsepower in all other models. The AWD version adds a second motor at the front axle, for a combined total of 320 horsepower and 446 pounds-to-foot.